Hello, I'm Camicia Clark, and this is the Attainable HR channel. If you're looking for a job online, it's important that your internet presence matches the perception that you want employers to see. So let's get into it. The very first thing you should do if you're trying to pass the career social media check or internet check is to make sure that you Google yourself. If you aren't Googling yourself, if you haven't ever Googled yourself, you need to Google yourself. I say pause this video and Google yourself immediately because you need to know what employers can see and what will come up when someone puts in your name. You need to know if it's negative, is it positive, or is there nothing at all? Because having no internet presence or no social media presence is not good either. I want you to Google yourself. And after you've Googled yourself, I want you to make note and then set up a plan to where you are starting to Google yourself on a quarterly basis because it's imperative that you know and understand what is out there, what the internet streets are saying about you. I also want you to set a social media notification. So if you have a Facebook account, an Instagram account, I want you to set inside of your settings notifications so that when people post pictures of you, you're notified. When people tag you, you're notified. When people mention you in comments, you're notified. Because sometimes you may want to untag those photos. Sometimes you may want to call them and say, hey, can you take that photo down? Because I am in a career search and I don't want that image of me out there for the world to see. The next thing that you should do is to go through and make your social media accounts private. So your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter, your Snapchat, I want you to take those things and make them private. The reason I want you to do that is so that for now, no one else can see that information. And if you found some things that could be perceived as offensive, negative, or unprofessional, those things should be your focus for removing. Okay. I want you to set your accounts to private to give you an opportunity to go through your accounts and to see if there are things that you need to delete. Okay. Now, if you aren't sure what could be perceived as negative, let's just say, I want you to think like an employer. If someone was looking to hire you, and let's just say you made a video about a past employer, right? You made a video, the video was how you truly feel, but it could be perceived as negative. You should consider how your future employer would view that video. Could they be concerned about you speaking about them in that way? So I just want you to think about things like that. Think like an employer. Think of your accounts as accounts that aren't just for you and your personal use, but they're accounts that the world can see. And if someone else was to see what you posted, what you said, the video that you made, the pictures that you took, would they deem those things to be offensive, unprofessional, or negative? And if so, then you should consider removing them. But you want to be intentional about going through your accounts and removing anything that could be deemed negative, unprofessional, or offensive. And if you don't know, if you're unsure, delete it. If you're looking at something and you're thinking, maybe this could be, delete it. When you're looking at things, remove your personal perspective from it. Maybe it's just a photo of you with a can of beer. Okay. Well, depending upon the type of employer that you're applying to, depending upon their belief, their culture, their values, that could be considered unprofessional. Or maybe they think that you have values that don't align with the values of the company. So even if it's something as simple as the is that, right? You're not saying anything, you're not doing anything. But if it could possibly be perceived as unprofessional, negative, or offensive, then delete it. Okay. Those are my top tips for how you go about beginning to clean up your internet presence and perception. Now that you have began to clean up your internet presence, the next few steps, the next things that you should do to begin to change or improve or enhance your internet perception is, first, I want you to start going through and uploading some professional photos. You know, if you have accounts, like a LinkedIn account, go through and make sure that your photos are up to date, that they're professional, because when people Google your name, those things are going to come up. I want you to think about creating separate social media accounts. Remember, it's important that you have an internet or social media presence because we live in the age of the internet and social media. So if you have no presence at all, employers may consider that to be strange, or they may think that you don't know what's going on, that you're not in touch with the world, and that you don't know how to work the internet or social media because you're not there. So go through and create a Facebook page that is just for professional things. Create and optimize your LinkedIn profile. If you don't have a LinkedIn account, create one. You can create a professional Twitter account that you utilize for networking, right? So all the social media accounts that you generally use, that you enjoy using, I want you to create those accounts, but I want you to create them and make them public. And their purpose is going to be for professional use. Because on these accounts, these are the accounts that you're going to use to demonstrate your professionalism, your credibility, your industry knowledge. That's what you're going to do with those accounts, and to build network and connection. So these are the accounts that are going to start popping up when people go online and type in your name. It's going to be your professional Facebook page, your professional LinkedIn page, your professional Twitter account, your professional Snapchat account, okay? Because those are the things that you want people to see. You want them to see you as professional, knowledgeable, credible, and trustworthy. Okay? I want you to make sure that you're doing things consistently to add to those professional accounts. If you, let's say for an example, you don't want to do those things, do something, right? Maybe you can create a blog that just speaks to the industry that you're in and that you're trying to continue to grow and develop in, or it could speak to an industry that you're trying to break into. If you're trying to do a career change, then you could possibly create a blog and speak about things inside of the industry. So that again, people know that you're credible, that you're knowledgeable, and when they look you up, that information comes up. Also want you to get active on LinkedIn. If you're not on LinkedIn, get active. And active could mean that you're posting twice a week, whatever works for you in your life. But I want you to make sure that you have an active presence, because almost 100% of recruiters are utilizing LinkedIn to find top candidates. And you want to make sure that you are one of those candidates that they're able to search and find. Once you've done those things, you just want to continue to maintain quarterly and to go in and check and to make sure that nothing's out there that you don't want to be out there. And now, if you have any questions about optimizing your LinkedIn profile or anything of that nature, please feel free to reach out to me. I can assist you with those things, but I want to make sure that you know that yes, it's important to have a rocking resume. Yes, it's important to have an optimized LinkedIn profile, but it's also just as important to make sure that your internet presence and perception is clean, that it's positive, that you're seen as credible, knowledgeable, and professional. Because a great deal of employers are Googling potential hires. So once you hit that button, To submit that resume, you're opening yourself up to be Googled. And we want to make sure that your Google image is what you want it to be and what the employer needs to see so that you can get an interview and so that you can get hired. Don't forget, click the like. Don't forget to subscribe, invite two friends, click the like button, and please share your comments below if you found this to be helpful or if you have any questions so that I can answer them for you.